Hey everyone, this is Divyansh, and today's video is about my experience of giving my very first TED Talk. I did a very quick poll yesterday on my Instagram, and lots of people were excited about this video, so I've moved a couple of videos back and forth and putting this one out right now. So let's just dive right into it. So I received the invitation for the TED Talk around 6 months before it was actually gonna happen, and my initial reaction was no way, because I've been a very shy guy all my life, and I've never actually spoken in front of public on a stage before the TED Talk. So just the thought of it made me nervous. But at the same time, this was like a godsend opportunity, because my 2019 resolution, I make the New Year bucket list every year, and it had that in my bucket list to give a TED Talk. So, my initial reaction was like, I'll think about it and I'll respond along with that. But after a few 5-10 minutes of hesitation later, I called my brother. I informed him, and he's like, dude, you have to do this, whatever may happen. Anyway, that night I thought that, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I should not be letting this go in any way. So, yeah, I agreed to the talk the very next day, I think. And this was 6 months ago. Okay, so the first 3-4 months, you just go by. Okay, I will give a TED talk. I had some brief ideas about what I was going to say, but I had not prepared a speech. I had not prepared a talk as such. It was, I think, about 1 month before the TED talk that I finally got down to writing the speech, and it got tedious. I still remember the first draft which I wrote. It was about 20-25 minutes long, and I was given the instruction to restrict it to just 17 or 18 minutes. So there was lots of editing, lots of reshuffling. What you have to say. I did not even practice it initially about how I was going to say. I was just like, I just have to memorize my lines first. If I can do that, because that's my biggest fear, going on stage and forgetting your lines. It's probably one of the most embarrassing experiences one could have. So, I was just initially focusing on memorizing my talk. The speech turned out to be great. I had dissected it into segments so that people do not get bored. Anyway, I think about a week before the TED Talk, that was the first time when I recorded myself speaking in front of a camera. I gave a talk, and it was horrible. It went so bad that I might just put it out online just to make fun of it. Um, I was forgetting lines. I was not able to remember them. My facial expressions was just this. So, hey guys, this is Divyansh. I'm a novelist. I'm gonna give a TED talk, something like this. So just the expressions were they just sucked. There were no these or no smiling, no movement of eyebrows or looking around or anything like that. So I sent that video to a couple of my family members who are really into TED Talks and stuff, and they were like, "This guy is gonna ruin this." So they they forwarded me some links, some TED Talks, and they were like, just try to speak like that, just try to relax a bit, this, that, whatever. I gave 2 or 3 TED Talks to the camera. I practiced in front of mirror a couple of times, and at office, I did a mock TED Talk in front of my peers and made them record my video. And that video, even though my expressions were not coming out as I wanted them, or there were no hand movements or voice modulation, stuff like that, I was at least able to remember the speech, and that gave me confidence. But then something crazy happened. At the airport, my flight got delayed by like 3 or 4 hours. So I had planned that I would reach Delhi late in the night, like 1 or 2 a.m., and then sleep during, like, get my 5 or 6 hours of sleep and just get in the right frame of mind. I was supposed to reach Delhi at around 12:30 or 1 in the night. I reached Delhi at 5 in the morning. I arrived at my hotel at 5:30 or something like that, and my sleep was just gone. Okay, so I was exhausted. I had had a long day of work the previous day. and I had rushed to the airport straight after that. I had not had a good amount of sleep because of so much work pressure and talk pressure and whatever. I was just like, okay, this is probably gonna suck. So I slept in the morning for a few hours, woke up, and just as I woke up, that was the time when suddenly I was just not feeling nervous at all. I was like super calm even before going to my TED talk. So that's the period when you are like, just before the exams, you're mugging your answers. कि यार ये भी आ सकता है, वो भी आ सकता है. The formulas, this, that, whatever. So just like that, I probably thought I will be reciting the speech again and again in my head, and just so that I would not forget it. Um, and suddenly I was just not nervous at all. So I still remember, even before going there, I was posting these Insta stories from a hotel room, and a little bit of bragging. Let's do this. Let's do the TED talk, whatever, stuff like that. Anyway, reached at the auditorium, and the first speaker was Mr. Ashwin Sanghi, who is like one of my favorite Indian authors. So I saw Mr. Ashwin Sanghi's talk, and he was so relaxed, he was so calm. It was such an insightful and factful talk, So I was really inspired. Um, as soon as he went out, he had a book signing session, and I remember I was the first one, because you are the speaker. I told the guy that I have to get his autograph, and मेरा talk आने वाला है बाद में, so just can I please go in the room and just like meet him first. So I went in, I met Mr. Ashwin Sanghi, spoke with him about like 2-3 minutes about like, I remember we spoke about the importance of marketing in the book publishing world, and I got his autograph copy, got a couple of pictures clicked, and then I came back, and by that time I was a little at ease, and I was wearing a blazer and this and that, and like people around were looking at me, yeah, this is a speaker. I'm sure that a couple of them did not even know who I was, but they were like, okay, he is a speaker, he must be something, blah blah blah, whatever. So I was being like pampered, sir, aap samosa khayenge kya? Sir, will you have a coffee or a tea or whatever? Anyway, so back to the auditorium. Before walking on stage, I was like, okay, little bit of nervous, but as soon as I just walked up, and I misspoke my very first line, I still remember, because like I had prepared a draft, a final draft, and I started speaking the line which I had prepared in probably my first or second draft, and it not even click in my head. I started with the line, I was like, okay, and then I just turned around and came back to my original speech. If you even see the TED talk, that's how it began. Once I started speaking, and this is the power of stories and fiction. As soon as I got in the story, I could see the expressions on the faces of everyone who was sitting around. From the right or left or center, everyone was hooked, and I was like, okay, this is probably going to go well. When the story concluded at the around 4-minute mark, and there was this misdirection, people were like wondering क्या हो रहा है TED Talk में क्या चल रहा है, गोवा की story, लड़की मिली क्या, whatever. And it turned out it was a story, and it was a build up leading towards how I was gonna start my talk, speaking about the power of internet and where it has taken me. It was fun after that point on. The first time your audience if the audience laughs, everything is at ease. So after that point, my body language was a bit more confident. I was moving my hands, I was modulating my voice, I was looking everywhere around. I was smiling. It was like how a dancer feels on stage. I was suddenly very confident about the talk, and it went on smoothly. I skipped over 1 minute of speech. I forgot that completely, but it did not reflect in my speech. There was no pause, such like that. So it went really well. Met a couple of people, clicked a few pictures, this, that, whatever, and the talk was concluded. Very enriching experience because I'm still friends with a couple of speakers. It's great, you get to meet so many amazing people who are doing such amazing things with their lives. You get to network with them. Came back to my hotel, and I was in the cab. Um there's this feeling of a little bit of accomplishment. I still remember when I was exiting that Indian Institute of Foreign Trade campus, and they had a big banner of the TEDx speakers behind me, and I was looking back, and I could see my photo, and that was really very sweet moment. They had really huge banners. You certainly have a picture on banners. It was very new for me. The speech went very well. Everything worked out uh, as per the plan. I got lots of messages. Lots of people were tagging me in their stories. I meet lots of Koreans at the auditorium as well. Um, Really fantastic experience. And since that point on, after the TED Talk has been out, I have been approached by, like, I forgot the counts, but around 20 or 20 plus colleges to just go to their campuses and speak, and it's so much fun now. Just think about it. A shy guy who never went on stage, um, and all of a sudden it's like, I was just afraid my entire school life for nothing. And a fun experience, learning experience. Hope I'll be giving more TEDx talks. Corona thing happened. Otherwise, I would have given dropped another news. But if it works out again, I'm gonna tell you guys, keep you guys updated on my Instagram. So yeah, bye.